Oh, wait. Alright. We are in, and frames are not looking happy. Really not looking happy. Oh well, I can't really do much about it at the moment. Just wait a few minutes before we properly get started. But in the meantime, how's everyone been? Like, how's everyone's weeks been? Mine's been good. Been having fun. Feel like the background music is slightly too loud at the moment. Let me turn it down slightly. That should be a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know. um, I reckon now's a good enough time. Let's properly start the stream. Cool. So, yep, today I'm just gonna be doing some drawing. I'm gonna be making I'm gonna be just drawing a character. Not I'm not drawing a character I've made. I'm making a character that I'm gonna use in something else. So hopefully it'll work good. Hopefully. Alrighty. Probably should have grabbed reference material before opening up stream, but yeah, well. Um, yeah, I'll just grab reference as I think I need it. Heyo, Doge. Whoa. I did not mean to... No, cancel. fixed it. I accidentally grabbed the top of the window. That could have been bad. Is the volume of the music good? I genuinely can't tell. It's like all I have is a couple of wiggly bars that tells me how loud things are, which is not really enough information for me. I feel like I should have gone for a 4K canvas. I think I'll do that. Oh, I don't have that. Saved. Oh boy. Calculator app, come on. Oh, it's pretty cool. I am actually trying to do like a few Terraria videos. It's just that editing is taking forever. Um, 80 times 2. Yeah, it kind of is. But it's also fun in my opinion. The only real hold up for me is actually just getting started. That's what I'm really struggling with because there's just so much to do when it comes to editing. Add that. I really need to get a new mouse. Ah, yeah, that's much more detail. I have much more detail available to me. Alright. Let's see here. You know what? I'm just gonna go with vibes on this. I'm not really gonna use reference material, but rather just vibes. Um, that's actually probably about it. Oh well, I'm still gonna do it. So for this drawing stream, I'm gonna be making a character, well, doing some character design. Towards the end, if I have a good design, because I'm not really gonna do shading, I might switch over to Blender and actually create a 3D model of it, which should be cool, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna start drawing something and, yeah, we'll go from there. I'll make that eraser a bit bigger. It's gonna be sort of sci-fi futuristic style. Sci-fi is futuristic. Core idea is sort of space traveler. That immediately gave me Among Us vibes and made me reverse course. Yes, I am starting with the lower section of the face. That is definitely proportioned very wrong. basic head shape that I can now build off. Yeah. Was that N for... Huh, interesting. Why am I putting so much detail into the silhouette of the head when I'm not going to use it? Anyway, so eyes are about at this point. Which means nose and mouth are about here. Well, we have a face now. Okay, given that, so mouth is here. Nose would be like here. Yeah, up here, I reckon, is core of it. Okay. I reckon for this design, I do kind of want a nose section. It's like the visor has two separate eye sections rather than a single sheet. So it'd sit like here. Bring it out a bit more. This is giving me kind of sad vibes. Like a sad face. Like sad face vibes. Let me just raise this up a bit. Yep, that works. The actual helmet will be pushed out to about here-ish. I actually reckon I can keep that height there and just curl it in to match. That'll still look good. Especially if I do a little bit of this. And then this. Okay. This is the front end of the helmet. Thing is about this helmet is that it's a spacesuit helmet, so it needs to be connected to air tanks to supply, air so that the occupant so that the occupant can breathe. But it's also needs to be heavily armored because it's for use in exploring a large variety of different environments on different planets. So it's very robust. Needs to be able to operate in a variety of environments from on a planet's surface to deep space. So the atmosphere can be anything between non-existent to breathable to highly toxic. And because of this, and because of that's the sort of design philosophy of these suits, um, that means they are designed to have like they're able to filter atmosphere so that you're not reliant on air tanks on the back. So let me zoom out slightly and start making the rest of the armor. Well, spacesuit armor. Yeah, who cares? It's same diff. It's outer shoulder plate. Top of shoulder plate. Deltoid plate comes around here. That's no plating, because, need to be able to move. If I straighten that out a bit. So the arm comes like that's the upper arm there. The lower arm's here-ish. Hand is about there. Yeah, top of the waist is about there, bottom of the pelvis is there. Knee. Lower leg. Foot. I think that's correct proportions. Nah, that needs to be this needs to be thicker and slightly longer, I think. Ooh. Yeah, the knee is more like here. Now the leg feels slightly too long. I think it's because the foot. Is that good proportions? If I remove the mess here. So elbow would be there. Side comes out here. Arm actually is slightly wider. Like the upper arm is slightly wider and it overlaps like slightly with the torso, just because of the way the muscles move. Wrist is here, fingers are like here. Doesn't need to be the most accurate because I'm not going to be focusing on the hands because the hands are really, really difficult. Okay, yeah, I think I got the proportions good. Roughly. Anyway. So, alright. There's outer arm plate here, which slides underneath these two plates. It's sort of well hidden beneath them. It's back of the arm, back of the upper arm. Oh, that's complicated. Just thinking about the anatomy of... Which means it's actually more on the back of the arm. Yeah, this plate here, it's actually... It only goes to like... Maybe... Like, it curls around the back of the arm. Like, it starts out the front, but it curls around the back as we get closer to the elbow to allow for freedom of movement. So it'd sort of come like this, and it'd be cut off here, like under the armpit. So that, like, it'd cut off like behind that stuff. But it'd mostly be around the back of the arm. And there would be a second plate that comes up like this, maybe, and goes and attaches around the other end. Which, and that plate stops here, which opens up room for the elbow. Then there's a plate we can't see out the back, which protects the reverse of the elbow. The reverse, the outs. You understand what I mean. And then there's another one out front. Then this is more on the side. So this is the outside plate here. Outside plate curls sort of like this. Again, it'd almost be on the back, except the hand is like this. That twisty movement is really weird. Hold on, I'm gonna look at some reference. Arm. Image. Alright. Here we go. Okay, that's a very helpful image. Copy. I'm gonna make a reference layer. Yeah, the joint, the forearm sort of twists, like when it's hanging by your side. Jeez, this is difficult. Jeez, this kind of armor is really complicated. Yeah, it does just chill on the side. It does just chill, like, on the side here. It is really weird to me. Anyway, this is the inside of the arm plate. Let me shrink that. It's a scammer. Go away, scammers. You guys suck. I'm just gonna make a color layer because if I don't keep track of the plates by color, I'm not gonna be able to comprehend this. slightly. Then slightly lighter still. Yeah, as long as it has good enough contrast. It doesn't. Yeah, there's no plate there. That's no plate because it doesn't need it. Or can't have a plate. Okay, now I have a better idea of what's going on here. Right, the neck extends like that. Ooh. Yeah, that's part of why. It's not quite long enough down here. Cool. I think I should change that up to make these plates cut here. So like cut across here. Remove these sections. Instead have a different plate under here. Like this part's still up here, but this is a different plate that's sliding around. Well, not sliding around, just attached differently. Okay, just mirror that. Then go to my colors and remove that. Damn. Guess that one's just staying pure white. Because that might work better. Now, if I just make that a new plate. I'm not making a new color. I'm not making a new color. Should not make a new color. Yeah, it's distinct enough. We made a new color. Let's go. A new gray. It's slightly lighter than that one. But yeah, plate here. That's the top of the shoulder that goes around and touches the shoulder blade plate. Because I am going to have a shoulder blade plate. That is outer shoulder. It's probably going to be like connected here, but not on here. So it'll hinge out, which will allow for the arm to move up. This plate here is just a defensive plate. It doesn't really have to do anything because there's not much movement here. It goes all the way around. It sort of goes around here-ish. That's where that plate goes. Definitely covers like all of back there. Probably like, yeah, that's that big plate. It covers like that. The outer shoulder plate is like here. Top of the shoulder is here-ish. Yeah, that's that plate. That one there. This is really helpful for figuring out where everything is going. Back to sketch. I'm gonna stop working on the arm again. The base of the arm is about here, which is also where the base of the body is. Let's bring it out slightly. Yeah, I'm not going to include the rest of the arm because it's just a mirror of this. That goes there. Why is the vibes I'm getting from this weird? Getting weird vibes. Anyway. Front of this section. Wall this little bit. Like there's a thin sort of neck ring? Yeah, neck ring is the correct word. Neck ring down here. That connects into the breastplate. Which extends to here-ish. Thing about the breastplate is that it's also where a lot of this armor's computer systems are. I actually need to add some stuff to the helmet that is relevant in this area now. That's kind of what I was doing with starting down there. But anyway, the helmet actually has a few tubes on it, which is what leads to the air tanks. That leads down to there. On both sides, so... Go. Okay. I'm actually gonna widen the visor a bit. Because again, in the universe where this armor is made, it's primarily a space exploration suit. You kind of want high field of view. Because there's a lot of life planets out there that may or may not be less than happy with aliens dropping in and having a look around. Especially when later there is a good chance of that planet being colonized and turned into an industrial nation. No, not nation, an industrial world. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's better. That's sort of the size I would like. Definitely good field of view. If I just draw ahead real quick, that would wrap around to here, which would give you. Let's see if I draw it top down. Wrap around to here and here. You get like all of that. Just like the eyes are here, so you got pretty much 180 field of view. Nice. I think. Hopefully my anatomy is good enough for me to be able to have confidently said yes, that works, and it does actually work. I hope. down here, there aren't really any plates. There's just like, I don't know, thinking like maybe like 3 or 4. And these don't really offer much protection in the stomach region. Because they don't really need it because of the incredible medical equipment pretty much everyone has. Well, pretty much every explorer has. This is like far future stuff. That's what I want to see. 2. About there. That definitely needs to shrink more. It's there. This section is also a set of plates that just decoupled from the outer set so that they can shift more easily when you when the wearer is twisting when they're twisting their body. So yeah, because like think about it, if you don't have if these plates, like if it was just one solid piece, these are set up in a way that they can't really slide side to side, so you need like some breakpoints for them to be able to naturally move. And this section below here, like all the way down to the waist area, that doesn't have any armor on it. That's just regular spacesuit stuff. It definitely looks like there's armor in it, but there isn't. It's just there. If I go back to color, this is the thing about these bottom plates. They are really, really, really far behind the breastplate. Because like I said, the breastplate has the computer systems for this armor, which are fairly bulky. Like all the batteries and like oxygen tanks, they are on the back, but the actual suit computer itself, it's in the front because you can't put it on the back. The back is already used. So these plates here are actually really far behind this. It's just not visible from this front view. Anyway, continuing on. Pelvic region is a bit bulkier because it holds like belts and stuff. Like it holds, you know, pretty much everything. And it also has movement assist, like movement assist for the legs. So theoretically, well, not theoretically, you can walk longer while using it. Let's line that up. There it is. So that. Now for the leg armor, basically just consists of basically just a cylinder around the leg. It doesn't really have anything in it other than attachment points for the motion assist. Oh, except for the only detail that I think is relevant is that the inside of the plate is thinner than the outside. Hello, Doge. Had to eat Grekky, damn. Anyway, hello, welcome back. So as I was saying, for the armored spacesuit thing, the outer part of the armor plate is stronger. Like along the inside, it's far thinner. It's like a tenth the thickness of the plating on the outside. Specifically for the legs, because they only really do a few things. And I don't want to put that much detail in, because that'll take a while. Yeah. Figuring out how the knee works is going to be difficult. Probably raise that up and still have it fine. Yeah, especially because there's going to be angles. It's going to be angled on the at the joints so that you can minimize the gap. And knee plate. The knee will basically just have a big kneecap on it. It's not really much armor you can put on a knee without inhibiting motion. Then lower leg. Lower leg just has thicker plating in general. Oh, the one interesting thing about the lower legs is that on the back of them is just extra boost, like basically rockets on the back sides of the legs, which can provide just a little bit of thrust, not that much. And it's also very difficult to use. And pretty much, yeah, you can only really use it on a planet because out in space you're just gonna go spin. Yeah. Now the boot is gonna be difficult, and I almost don't want to do it because I know it's gonna be very difficult to do the boot. So for now, I'm not gonna bother. There's just gonna be emptiness between the top of where the boot should be and, the line denoting where the bottom is. Anyway, zoom back out. I feel like I've messed up my proportions slightly at some point. Let's just move my reference a little bit. And, yeah, they do. I don't know how to fix it. Maybe I just, like, shift the knee joint up? Like, just shift the leg? Like, let me zoom in so I can do this properly. I just, like, remove that chunk and shift everything below it up. That work? I think I need to shorten up the lower leg slightly as well. Is that better? I think the arm is slightly too large now. Actually, wait, no, it's not. I just pulled up a reference on the proportions of a body. Yeah, I think the legs are the correct size now. Yeah, okay, cool. Again, I'm not gonna bother drawing the other leg because it's just the same but mirrored. Instead, I'm gonna move on to the side view. Well, after making a mirrored copy so that we can see what it looks like with both with the set, both blah, 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 with both sides. There we go. Okay, so Control C, Control V, layer, rotate, flip horizontal. Wow, that just shows how bad I was at mirroring it. Like, geez. Hold on, let me just erase everything I don't need. Right, line up the leg. Bit of cleanup around the edges. Deselect. Keep that transform. Because the leg is in the correct spot. It's just the arm that's in the wrong spot. Then remove all that again. Okay. Let me hide the color. Yeah, good enough. It's slightly pushed out, but oh well. Alright, time for the side view. I am gonna merge... Oh, what the... Actually, no, I'm not gonna merge it down. I'm gonna lock it and just continue to sketch. Let me just create a construction layer. That's actually important. Knowing where these tubes are. I do believe that's everything I need to do. I'm using snapping tool. Unless you're talking about the precision of me reaching the desired lines, I guess. Okay, lock that, go to sketch. Okay, here's the thing. Probably. It's only concept art, though. Like, the actual character I want to do is made in 3D. Can't actually hide the mirrored bits. Oh well. Yeah. Um, so here's the thing about this armor. The chest area, like the breastplate, is really, really thick because that's where the computers and stuff for the system is. For the armor is. Like it's all hidden in the chest area. So the face is actually like only here-ish. Like the frontmost point of the face is here. Actually, I'm gonna make it not extend out as far. Frontmost part of the face is there-ish. Which means the arms are about here. See if I can get the proportions correct. While remembering that the actual front of the body is like here. And also remembering what all these lines mean. This is the side of the thing. Yeah, that's where the actual chest is. Elbow is here. This is the back of the elbow plate. That's the hand. Looks very off. Yeah, the elbow is like up here. What am I doing? Like the elbow plate is here-ish. Let me shrink that a bit. The eraser, I mean. Okay, I either need to expand the chest or move the arm backwards. Or modify the helmet proportions because this thing is off. Yeah, I think I need to shift the arms backwards. Definitely need to shift the arm backwards. So that's a big front plate. I did. I did. I do like the Ori series. Like Ori and the Blind Forest, yeah? Those games, yeah? Yeah, it's a good game. I did. Um, I think I played a bit of the One Life. Yeah, I played a bit of One Life, but didn't exactly get far. Base back is like just barely in line, which means the armored back needs to be like out here. Yeah. I wouldn't exactly call the time I was playing Terraria last night late. I was recording, and for most of that I was AFK. Like the last 3-ish hours I was just AFK, literally watching grass grow. So that I could put it in a time lapse. Cool. Yeah, that's the back edge of the actual back plate. Cal's in here, which means here is the back. Falls in line with the elbow plate. Not much I can do about that. Nice. I'm not sure about how good the head looks, though. Probably help if I added the front part of the neck. Be about here. That's also probably going to be hidden by the tubes. His jaw actually probably extends to, like, here. Like, the actual jaw is, like... actually, I'm trying to visualize it now. Like, front of the... Like, nose goes, like, here. Yeah, nose is, like, there. Which means the mouth is maybe here-ish. So mouth is there. Jaw comes along here. Probably, the jaw would probably follow that sort of line. Anyway, let me remove the random squiggles. Yeah. It's honestly not really a VTuber yet. It's just like a picture, like 2 pictures, and it just switches depending on how loud my mic is being. I think that elbow plate needs to go ever so slightly higher up. It's be like here-ish. There's literally no rigging. Like, it is quite literally 2 pictures that get swapped. I can bring up the 2 like the source images right now. Where is it? Here we go. Let me just drag them as extra layers. Alright, there's one of them, and there's the other. Like, here's the source files. Okay, so I just read your message, Doge. Rigging is allowing movement in a stagnant model. Yeah, here's the thing. It is a stagnant model in both cases. Like, I'm just switching between two different quote-unquote models, because these are just PNGs. That is it. Have a nice good close-up of my little guy in the corner. Uh, I don't know why, but I find these guys so funny. Anyway, they can go and I can get back to drawing. That elbow is kind of big. The elbow plate is kind of big. Yeah, the elbow ends at about here. This hand is actually way too big. Like, the hand ends here. Like, that's the cutoff. And that looks like a far better proportioned hand already. Okay. Yeah. The way they're, well, kind of. The way they're rigged is weird. I don't entirely get it. Yes, they make a bunch of layers, but then they attach those layers to things, which is how they make it move. Complicated stuff I kind of, that I kind of understand because I want to actually make and rig a model. Like, draw and rig a model. I could make this guy a, my VTuber model for a little bit. Like, that could be fun. Goes to here. Curls inwards slightly. That's so close to being hidden by the arm. Ah, yeah, that doesn't curl around. That's why it's okay here. Yeah, alright, alright. So this is the outer section. The elbow, the joint is here, and it doesn't actually curl around the back. So yes, this is fine going up this high. Like, elbow joint is here. Kind of pulls in quickly. All up. Alright. If I cut that, that takes it a bit onto the wrist, which I think is fine. Yeah, well, I mean, you wouldn't see his mouth because it's covered. Like, maybe the eyes could, like, light up when I'm talking. That could be cool. Let me reference this again. Yeah, the hand gets wider. Like, the hand gets wider than the forearm. Like, the wrist is about... Wrist, I would say, is here-ish. Which means the forearm itself. Let me shrink that eraser. Can actually push that gauntlet ever so slightly. Gauntlet? Bracer? Not sure. Here's the thing, legs, like, the leg itself, it's actually wider than the pelvis, so the leg actually extends out here slightly. Right. So top of it would be here, which means the actual leg itself. Pelvis continuing down, not pelvic region, but that's also the cutoff. Zoom in a little more. Back is back here, so butt is here. Can curl it inward a little bit. And grab that. Sit him by the hand. Oh no. It's like legs move backward ever so slightly. So I'm gonna put the knee plates here. Thing is, that will actually extend down, like, all the way down the side, next to the knee. So let me do that real quick. Like, on the outside of the knee, that'll extend pretty much all the way down. Like, not all the way, but really close to, like, here-ish. Just have a little bit of a gap. Cool, that's the back of the knee. Same thing sort of happens on the other side for the bottom part of the leg. Again, it'll sort of only go forward around the side. That's not actually far down enough. Actually, I can bring these to basically touching. Because again, knee only bends one way. If it bends the other way, that's a significant issue, so it's a good idea if the armor prevents the knee from, reversing. I think it's kind of the same idea with the elbow actually. If you can make it so that the elbow can't reverse, it doesn't matter that there's material in the way. In fact, material in the way is a good thing because you don't want, the elbow to reverse. Well, I do reckon I can shift this back a bit and it'll look a little better. I can shift it back here. Redo this with the shifted knee. Fix up this. Also, I reckon I can pull the back of the leg in by like this much. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to put in. Struggling to add material though. Oh, that's me jumping into woodworking terminology. Then this can just get slid inwards. Looks a little bit better. Yeah, I really do need to shift the front of the leg. Like, I need to, like, rotate the whole leg so that it's pointed more backwards like that. That's gonna be difficult. Let's start by just transforming this with... nope. Don't apply. Transforming this with to give it a slight tilt. Don't apply. Only rotate. like that. Okay, and from there I can shift that ever so slightly, well, not ever so slightly, significantly back to here, and because I rotated it, now if I deselect, I can now go up here. So grab this, I can actually pull that out slightly. Which does mean I actually need to extend this. Which means, yeah, the back is still down here, like it cuts through there. Yeah, butt is like inside the armor. This guy's butt is like here-ish. Which means if I can... Yeah, I pull the armor here. Move that. Fix up this line. Move that. That doesn't help. Then I yoink this. Transform it. Move it to here. Like shift it here. Rotate it slightly more. Then align it. Deselect. Yeah, that's a much better curve. Did mess up the clarity of my liner a little bit, but... Alright. Let's hide the construction lines so that we can get a better view of it. And also the color, because it's honestly a little bit annoying. They're not very well colored. That side view is pretty good, I think. I think the head is just ever so slightly off. It's like the head is too tall for some reason. Oh wait, I think that's because it is too tall for where I've put the eyes. Like, let me add a little bit of reference. Merge down. Good question. I'm not sure. Now let's just real quick look at this. Upscale it slightly so it's closer in size to what I've got. If I align the eyes... Shrink it, because that's too big. If I align the eyes and roughly where I estimate where the chin is... So eyes there, the chin is about there. Yeah, helmet is way too tall. It's like the eyes are about in the middle here. Yeah, that helmet is way too tall. Way too tall. Let's lock the references. Let's go to construction, unlock it. Turn on color. Get that, get the mapping pen. Turn on the guidelines. I reckon I need to cut it off at about here-ish. So let's do that real quick. Alright, switch back to the pen, remove the grid lines. I'll keep the same shape, I'll just drop the size. Ooh, slightly better. Let's raise this up a tiny bit. That is significantly better. If we open up the construction lines, I'm actually going to drop the opacity of them. Wrong layer. There we go. Hello, Raza. Just fixing up the sizing of the helmet, well, proportions of the helmet. That. Ooh, I like. He's good. Let's clean up my line art a little bit, because it is kinda scratchy. Well, yeah, I will. I will. It's technically supposed to be a sketch. Yeah, reason it's so chunky is because this is basically power armor, and all the computer systems and stuff are hidden in the breastplate. Like all that chunk just comes from the obscene amount of oh, brain, great, crap. Yeah, it just comes from the circuitry. Yeah, that's empty there. Like these sections here are empty. Should I extend that so that it's not empty? Nah, I want those to remain empty. And that's the empty spot there. That one is, yeah, this little one here. That's a plate, right? Yes, that is a plate. Yeah, that is that plate. That is this plate here, which connects the breastplate to the arm area, the shoulder area. That's basically just a gap in the armor that leads to more armor. This plate is this one. Can actually pull it up a bit more. Also pull it out a bit more. Okay, turn off color because it's distracting. Yeah, review that. Alright, 000. Yes, I am. The RGB is on 000. Alright, turn on the construction lines. Bottom is about here. Mapping pen. Let's see. What is plate and what is body? Okay, I'm gonna make the elbow plate. You know what? I'm just gonna remove it entirely because it is really annoying. Make up for it by adding like a little extra protrusion to this plate here. Actually, that's the back of the elbow, so I can actually just go bring that all the way, like close that gap a lot. There we go. Wait, at the back it should also be down here. It's just the sides that go up, which means these need to go aggressively up. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Cool. Alrighty, we're still ignoring the feet. Now onto the next part of this side view, which I probably should have started a while ago. But it's where these pipes are going, because they don't exist here, and they really should. They're supposed to. Back here. That's what I'm drawing right now. So it must connect to air tank, well, oxygen tank. So the wearer of this can you know, breathe despite a vacuum. Um and also at the top of this section, like in this little area here, there's a filter with a pretty powerful what do I call it? I don't know what to call it. Intake fan, I guess. Basically, there's pretty powerful pair of filters, one on each air tank, that can pull in the surrounding atmosphere and filter it to be breathable. Um, and in between the air tanks, which we can't see because I haven't drawn a back view yet, is the primary batteries for the suit. And I'm actually gonna make a slight modification here. There's that. Cool, and that shifts the weight backwards, so the center of balance for the suit is roughly in the middle. So it doesn't actually affect a person's center of mass too much, or at least it doesn't feel like it. Shouldn't feel like it. Now all I have left to do is hands and feet, and hands and feet are exceedingly difficult. But before I do that, saving time. Um, saved. Anyway, while I consider what the heck I'm gonna do for the hands and feet, and struggle to want to start doing those very complicated things, I'm gonna have a quick toilet break. You guys should have a quick drink break. You know, stand up and stretch, and I will be back. All right, I'm back. Alright. Hands and feet time. Lock that. Okay. Yes, it was. It was a good water break. It was a very good stretch. Boots. Boots gonna be difficult. I'm actually gonna... let's see. Google, I have need of you. Um... Ooh. Okay. Unlock reference. Go to this. Did I actually leave enough room for the feet? uh... Oh damn, the legs are really excessively long. Well, not excessively long. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's correct sizing. Yeah, I left enough room for feet. Yeah, proportions aren't perfect. It's good enough. Like, let's be honest, it's good enough. Long leg person. I am gonna say that that means that if I make the feet the right length, then it'll be all good. Yeah, like the toes would be out that far, which makes sense actually. Like if I add the armor in, yeah, that makes sense. Like the tip of the boot would be that far in. And honestly, I think that might just be it. Like that's all I need, and I'm on the reference layer. I think it was like here. Oh no. Scroll wheel, this is not a good time to be very glitchy. Was here. No, in. There we go. Helldivers. Did you mean to say Helldivers? Okay, back of the boot here. Oh wait, I definitely need to shorten that. That needs to be like cut to here. Okay, here's the thing. That needs to drop. Yep, there was a mention of Helldivers. I reckon I can drop the toe. And I can lift up the bottom of it. That much. That foot feels squished. That needs to be way longer, doesn't it? Like, the toe actually does need to be, like, out here, right? Every death is a shot. Like, a shot of alcohol? I don't have enough alcohol. And that's clown shoe. What if I go somewhere in the middle? Closer. I also don't have Dark Souls. Damn. Okay, that's a good size for a foot, right? Because, like, the ankle is, like, here. Cool, now I just need to detail it and hope I don't absolutely wreck it. You know what, I'm not gonna touch the detailing until I get a front view. Cool, good size. Good, 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 good. I don't have a front on, uh, portions reference. Well, I found something, but since I'm terrified of Twitch, I'm not gonna put the image in here. Might be fine, but I'm not gonna risk it. Eh, well, it's not necessarily that bad. I don't think it's worse than the ones I've got here, but these ones are side-ons, so... And it's very clearly, you know, this sketches to look at this stuff. But the one I'm looking at, I just don't want to risk it. This one's definitely fine. I'm not sure about the one I'm looking at. It's honestly probably not that bad, but again, I just don't want to risk it. No, that tone needs to be raised way higher. Alright, let's get construction back up. Unlock. Grab mapping pen. Probably should have done the side view first, to be honest. One pen. So now it'll allow me to redraw this better. No. Okay, how the hell would Team Cherry use AI for Hollow Knight when AI did not exist when Hollow Knight released? That is my first question. Because, like, I know it's people being absolute morons and just hating for no reason, but yeah, it's like, oh no, humanity is gonna kill itself. Like, holy crap. Like, humanity's gonna die because we're not smart enough to figure out what's AI and what isn't. Well, and what's stupid and what isn't, also. And AI is actually partly responsible for that because, yeah, listening to AI absolutely destroys your critical thinking ability. Which makes sense, because you kind of have to let go of your critical thinking skills in order to believe what AI says. It just says so much insane stuff. What did... AI was made because it's fundamentally about finding a solution to problems that you can't, like, finding solutions to computer problems that are insanely difficult to define in code. So you just let the machine handle it. Like, let the computer define what the problem is, as well as, you know, set towards the desired solution, well, a solution, and voila, you just let it run, and it's good, except it isn't. The main issue is when it's applied to large language models. Like, large language models are the real problem when it comes to AI. And yeah, it's cool that we can make a machine, uh, quote unquote, talk. Otherwise, yeah, there's not exactly much application. Like, maybe you can use it for, like, rewording things, which is primarily what I use that sort of AI for. Yeah, like, yeah, that's kind of it. Because, like, the thing is, with AI, it's trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist. Yeah, I think that side on for the shoe looks pretty decent. I got that good. Yeah. I think pretty much everything, including AI. Like, the original intention is to remove the boring stuff. Oh no. Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, I don't know anything about any AIs. Like the AIs I know consist of Copilot and ChatGPT. Damn. Yeah, society is gonna fall soon. And it's gonna be because humans were too dumb to figure out that we're doing bad stuff. I honestly kind of want to call it there for the drawing stream. It's been 2.5 hours, and I think that's pretty good. Like this is the end result. I think it's good. I'm gonna probably continue working on it next stream. Actually, next stream will probably be turning this into a 3D model. Exact reason it is made, um, exact reason the Corella AI is being put out this year. Corella is a secure, government-backed generative AI assistant tailored for Queensland state schools to assist teachers with lesson planning, reporting, and administrative tasks. Designed for educational use, it aims to reduce teacher workload by 25% and will be rolled out to all state high schools by June 2026. It will also be used to assist students with writing and structuring assignments. I see. This is gonna go terribly. Oh my gosh. Grades are gonna drop. Yeah, next stream is turning this into a model. Yeah, I think it'll be cool. The difficult part will probably be getting the hands. Hands are very difficult in pretty much any form. Like, pretty much every form, hands are stupidly difficult to do. So that's gonna be fun. I'll probably also do the coloring of this thing, on the model. So when I make the model, that's where I'll do all the colors and stuff. But yeah, next stream is going to be modeling. Let me switch to the stream ending screen. So that was today's drawing and chill stream. I'm pretty sure that I updated the title. I hope I did. If I didn't, crap. We've had the playing Minecraft as a satisfactory game. Yeah, I think I will. Anyway, that's the end of this stream. I hope everyone will have a nice week. I hope everyone had a nice week last week. I will upload the VOD to YouTube. Actually, let me just real quick screenshot just this. There we go. I just screenshot the drawing, so that could look cool. Actually, no, I'll just use the art I have in the background as the thumbnail. Anyway, oh crap. Oh, brain. The VOD will be up on my YouTube. And yeah, I don't think there's any new people here, so I don't need to mention the Discord, which is still extremely work in progress. But anyway, yep. See you guys next week. Have a nice time. Stay safe. And that's it. Bye.